Come on!
Dude, we can put her in the back, seriously, if you want. Good morning, YouTube. How we doing?
Good morning, Zoe. Stealing my seat in the front, so I gotta sit in the back here. What's up, everyone? How we doing?
The only reason Zoe's sitting in the front seat is because if she's in the back, she wants to get to the front to sit next to me, so she drives everyone crazy. But if she's up here, she's the best dog ever.
There's our leaf loader. I wish I got it on video. You know, coming to these places, you're not sure if you're allowed to video, but one of the police officers in town pulled up, and he got out and he said, "Oh, I watched you guys on YouTube," which is cool.
Did we catch his name?
It was Officer Dean.
Officer Dean, yeah.
I don't know his first name.
Tell the story about how he knew us.
Yeah, so our dad used to park his dump truck, the truck that you guys see him use, the black one. It used to be red. He used to park it across the street from where he grew up for years, probably 20 years, right?
Yes, and Officer Dean lived down the street when he was growing up. Yeah, down the street. That's funny.
And he knew the truck and stuff, and he knew my dad. But
and he said he saw me driving down the road as a little kid in the red dump truck.
Yeah, yeah.
God, it's such a small world.
Which is funny, but yeah, I mean.
Where are we going? This way? I think it's this way, right?
It was nice. I wish we could have got it on camera, but you just never, you never know. Sometimes
he's probably going
places
or something
like these. I don't know. A lot of cop cars. You get nervous. You don't know if you're allowed to film on their property.
I know you're gonna get yelled at for like having too big of a trailer.
Yeah. But anyways, thank you, Officer Dean, if you're watching this.
Yeah.
And the guy Robert there who helped us load up. Very easy.
Put our next stop, and I'm gonna give him a call.
Yeah, that was good though.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey, Rich, how you doing?
The dream.
Living the dream? That's the same thing you said last time. You still living the dream?
Oh yeah.
Are you available to get the sweeper?
Yeah. What time you want to come?
I'm in Fairfield with my flatbed. I could be there in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll shoot over there right now.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right, you got it.
All right, thank you. Not that Officer Dean was a police officer, but that's just kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
We're starting to get recognized.
Yeah, we're not used to that yet. Yeah. I was going to say that. We're not really used to the
we don't even have, we're about to hit 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Jimmy set an unrealistic goal. Not really unrealistic. 25,000 by Christmas.
Yeah, and that was as of last year though.
Yeah, and I was shooting for 10,000 to be on the safe side. So we're at 5. We've seen some other channels like in the same position we're at that went from like 5, they jumped right to like 8 and then to 12, and it went like really quick. So hopefully once we hit the 5 mark, we could possibly take off a little bit more. But we don't have that many subscribers. We're from small northern New Jersey. We have people like, yo, you're the YouTube guys?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Share this video with your friends if you want to help us get to 25,000 faster.
And it's not going to happen by Christmas, but
yeah.
10,000's realistic, and we're definitely going to do a live video, like a good 2-hour live video for 5,000, right?
Yeah.
As long as the office is done, we're still in the process of painting it.
Yeah.
We've just been so stuck on like other projects and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get this sweeper. All right, let's take a quick closer look at just what we got. We're not going to be diving into this stuff today. It was just more of a pickup for this so far. Got a Vanguard 18 horsepower. This motor will run. They put it away and it was running, and the truck was so rotted out that they got rid of the truck that this was on. But this will be a good unit, fixed up.
ready to go for leaves in a short time here. We'll be selling this one quick. Reach out if you're interested. By the time you see this video, probably may still be here, but you gotta message me quick. I don't hold stuff, so it's gonna be gone very, very quick. Moving right on, we got this Power Boss thing. We got this thing for 300 bucks. Don't really know what it is, don't really care what it is, but on a serious note, it's some sort of sweeper, street sweeper, mini sidewalk sweeper. I don't know. It's got a 4-cylinder, I think, gas, 4-cylinder gas engine. I think it needs to be filled up with gas and a new battery maybe, and a jump, and I think he said it should start. Who knows? 300 bucks, it's worth that in scrap because it's heavy as hell. But maybe we get it running and sweep the driveway here with it and then sell it. But it's this kind of cool little thing. See at the door, yeah, there we go. It's probably been sitting for a while, but I mean, the key's in it. Yeah, it's completely dead. I don't know, this is a weird looking little unit. Some bees nests up there. Cracked windshield. It's nothing special, but for 300 bucks, you know, why not? It's got 2 little headlights out there. It has a license plate on it, so I'm guessing that you can transit it on the road just for local use, but it has some tail lights on it too, which is, yeah, it's cool. But that's our morning haul. Oh, it actually says 587 hours. That's not many at all, but cool little things. This is gonna make us some good money, I know it is. It's in really good shape and people are gonna go crazy for it over the fall for the leaves. But that's our morning haul. We just got to get this unloaded and then we can make our second haul, which is going to be the fun part of the video, because it's going to be, I won't tell you what it is, but yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, so we're on our next venture here. We got Luna in the back and we swapped out dogs. Alright guys, here is our new purchase here. This is a 2004 F450 6.0 Power Stroke, and this is going to be a perfect example of why you need to be really careful when you buy a low mile truck, regardless if it's gas or diesel. You know, the truck is almost 20 years old at this point, and mileage doesn't really matter at this point in terms of the age. So we're going to do a complete walk around. I'm going to show you why we didn't get burned on this purchase, because there's still opportunity to make some money here, but it's not as nice as we had thought this truck was. So let's take a little walk.
Because this was bought not sight unseen. We saw some pictures, but we didn't see the full extent.
Yeah. So obviously the truck was a plow truck.
Look at the floorboard. The floorboard, the step
steps falling off. The cab corners is rotted. The frame's a little bit. It's not rotted. It's got some rust and some scaly here and there, but it should clean up okay. The dump body is basically worthless.
Yeah, the dump is shot, and the frame doesn't have holes in it. Like Jim just said, it's scaly.
The pictures made it seem a lot better. We knew it was going to have rust. It's a plow truck, and you know, when you see those low miles on a plow truck, they're all plow miles. Usually, that's how it goes. They use this truck to plow, and they did a lot of plowing with it.
Think about the mileage when we're about to say it's all plow miles.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if the transmission has this X amount of miles on it. It's shifted through first gear to second gear 5 bajillion times back to reverse, and it never even hit third or high gear.
And just because it's plow miles too, you don't know how long the motor was running and working. This thing pushed piles of snow, and it had a big salter in the bed. So
hence
it
the
worked
tailgate.
hard. It worked hard. The whole truck worked hard. It served its purpose. That's obviously why they're selling it.
Tell them about the tailgate.
Keep walking. But yeah, so the tailgate is off, and the tailgate is the nicest part of this whole truck. Which it's in the, is it in the bed?
Yes.
We'll get up there in a second.
Why is it missing?
Why is it missing? Because they had a salter on the truck the whole life. The tailgate, they probably barely used it, if ever. And it's the nicest, most rust-free part of the entire truck that they threw into the sale.
But it's worth money.
It is worth money because it's in good shape. But you can see the dump body is just completely bad. It looks like they redid the floor at some point on the top. They definitely put some cross members underneath the bed at some point.
I mean, from here up that you see on the camera is
yeah.
all dump body.
Yeah, exactly. They, like I said, 20-year-old truck. We didn't even get to the motor or anything else yet. But the body, you can see the age and the rust and the salt, the mileage, like I said, on the body. You can see the 20,000 miles means absolutely nothing.
But look at this side. The other side's completely gone. This side's just the rocker.
Yeah.
The doors are bubbly, but like the cab corner is solid. And the rocker needs to be replaced, but the cab is solid on this side. The other side, it's pretty gone.
Yeah.
But the doors are not the best, but they're still doors that would seal water out of your vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, they're usable, and the fenders and stuff, and the wheels are okay. The tread's okay. Tread's actually pretty good.
The backs are really good. The fronts are almost like new.
Take a look at the shock right there, though.
Yeah, the shock is completely rotted.
Yeah.
Look, it's just broken half.
Yeah. Look at that. So.
But there's no holes in the frame, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is buildable. The truck still has some life left to it and stuff. That gets me on the purpose of, yeah, we bought this truck. We didn't see it. We didn't look at it.
We rarely do that.
Yeah, we rarely do, because usually we're buying these things for, we know there's some money to be made, regardless of what we pay for them. But we bought this. We're not sure how many miles are on it. They told us around 20, so we're going to see if that's actually true. Or
20 what?
20,000.
20,000.
20,000.
That's why we bought it.
That is why we bought it, because there is somebody out there who will buy this for that piece of paper that says 20,000 miles. If that's the case, which we don't know fully yet. We're going to jump this thing for the first time. The batteries are dead.
Yep.
So we'll do that. But yeah, that's why we bought it, because 20,000 miles, the piece of paper for what we paid for this that says that, and it's a clean title, one owner truck, is worth it, because somebody will buy it and they'll go through the whole thing and do it. But in terms of usability, this truck, I would never use this truck right as it sits right now. Even with the low mileage, you'd think you're jumping in it, oh, this thing's gonna run for another 20 years, it's only got 20,000 miles. Probably won't even get 5 miles down the road before something goes wrong.
And that's back to used car dealers. When I bought my first dump truck, it had low miles.
Yeah.
But it probably looked like this before they went through it and painted it and added stuff to where the metal rotted out.
Exactly.
And they sandblasted it real quick from underneath with a lift. They power washed it, they painted it, they made it look pretty. That's what a used car dealer would do. Here.
That's exactly what they
Not
would
the
do.
Ford dealer, but like a used side of the road car dealer would. It's like, comes with plow, 20,000 miles, and they would put a different dump body on it, or even try and fix it and paint the rims.
Yeah.
We're not those type of people, so
yeah, we might we're gonna clean it up a little bit, but
yeah,
it's gonna, you gotta, when we pop the hood, I'll show you kind of what we're looking at.
Let's just check the tailgate while we're right here. Now this is the back side of the inside part of the tailgate, but it has surface rust from literally sitting up against the building. But the rest of it looks like this, factory black. Can't really see it too much, but it's these tailgates are worth money because people leave them open and they dump and they hit their hitch and they put a big divot in the top.
Yeah.
This one's in perfect shape. So
yeah.
Do we want to tell them what we paid?
Yeah, I'll tell them. Let me get the jump.
Yeah. And once again, we haven't even tried to jump this yet, because the way this works for auctions is once you buy it, you have to pay for it before you can even come pick it up. So paid for, sight unseen, other than the pictures. We have no idea if it's gonna run. It said it ran when they parked it there. I'm a little bit hesitant about this purchase. I know we'll make our money back by fighting a little bit and make some profit.
Anything substantial. We'll say that. For this, maybe we can turn it into something decent, but it depends if it runs and how many miles it has.
What we paid doesn't break the bank entirely. It's still a decent amount of money. But as soon as I got there and I saw this, look at this.
Yeah, you pop the hood. Yeah.
I mean, you could get away by putting a rocker on it and maybe fixing the cab corner, but it's still into the cab a little bit. I mean, it's as long as the floor's still there.
Yeah, I mean, you could, somebody who's good at body work, they could resurrect this truck.
You're watching this on camera, everybody. Everybody's probably like, what the hell? Look at this.
Yeah, but I mean, some people might, the people way up north, they might think that this is nothing, but
I mean, you can see
it served its job. It was a plow truck.
Yeah.
That's what they all look like. But yeah, let's put some juice to it and see if we can get it.
They said the hood latch was broken. All we had to do was pull the latch and pull the hood open. So
yeah.
Whoever listed the truck didn't know how to open the hood. But then here's the business end.
6.0 Power Stroke, which there's a lot of mixed opinions on this engine, which is fine. But this motor is, yes, if it has 20,000 miles, the internals of the motor are probably in very good shape. But let's look at everything else. I mean, look at the exhaust manifolds. Look at the oil pan. Is it rotted out? It's gonna be probably rusty from, I don't even have to get down there and look at it.
It has surface rust,
yeah,
but it's not rotted.
The exhaust manifolds are gonna have some rust on them. You know, the parts that are all attached to them is gonna have rust. And outside of just being a plow truck, since this truck is 20 years old, the gaskets are all gonna have to be gone through at some point. It's not gonna be leak free. Regardless, all diesels leak across the board at this age. They just do. The gaskets get weak, they get brittle. That's why we do the 7.3 redos, and we made that video. I'm still working on the big one of how to redo a 7.3, but all the gaskets are gonna have to be gone through to get in this truck and drive it across the country. You're not gonna get in this thinking it has 20,000 miles like I just said and be worry free, because it's just not gonna happen.
This won't make it up to the end of the driveway without something leaking or corroding.
Yeah,
as it sits.
Hey, and maybe you want to put it on the site and make it a plow truck, it'll do that fine, but or redo it. But that's the whole point of why we're going to be selling it. Somebody's going to be redoing this truck, I'm sure.
I mean, just my idea. If somebody had like a rust-free single cab for this truck and took the cab off and powder coated the frame, like sandblasted it and cleaned it, put a different dump body and a different cab for say $2,000 that they had laying around with the good tires and going through some of this, if it runs and shifts fine, then it could be a good truck. Yeah. Or we don't have time to go that far.
Exactly.
But the top of the motor, just looking at it, the brake lines are replaced, obviously. The hydro boost is new, and the top of the motor looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Am I going in the truck to see the miles, or you want to do it?
You can do it.
Once again, we think it's 20,000. That's what it was kind of listed as.
I'm gonna be pissed if it's like 420,000.
It's not going to be that high. My guess is that they just drove it around to plow the high school parking lot, and it just drove in circles its entire life. The dump body does not work. I'm assuming it's a loose wire. We got power though. The light's on. The light is on. Here's our Myers control. You ready? We'll cross our fingers and hope it is low miles. Let's see. Let's turn the radio off. Yup.
What does it say?
20,045 miles.
Dang, that's
and we're hoping it works. If we get this running, we will. Let me see if we can see that there.
Sounds really weak though.
20,045.5 miles. I'm guessing that that's the right mileage based upon that it was a plow truck.
Yeah.
But who knows? We're gonna throw the battery in it that we have loose. We have a brand new battery. We'll drop in it and just see what happens. They said it was running when they parked it. So maybe it will start and back off of this trailer. And then I would be curious to put like a 1/10 of a mile on it to see if the thing actually moves. It's digital, so it should work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I mean,
we'll throw a battery in it. But to re-emphasize, the motor at 20,000 miles is probably barely broken in, but the rest of the stuff that's attached to it is very broken in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, let's grab a battery out of the truck. All right, go.
All right, so we got this truck into its spot. We ran out of juice in the battery, so we charged them overnight, and this is where we stand. Taking a look at it. We got the dump body actually up, and surprisingly it has a brand new piston, which we're gonna keep for our other landscape dump. because this, like we said, we're probably just gonna rip this body off. But we'll keep that because that's a expensive piston.
Is this prepped up good enough for all y'all?
Yeah, I think it's good. We got a nice landscaping railroad tie down there holding it up. It'll be fine. The safety's up. But we're taking the fuel off because we don't know what the condition of the fuel is in the tank. So we're gonna run our own tank out of a yellow can. It's dry, so that's what I didn't think it was getting fuel. That's why I wasn't starting.
Unless the pickup tube shot.
Yeah, and it doesn't have fuel in it. That could be. The pickup tube could be shot.
It wanted to start too. Like it's almost had leftover fuel in the bowl and then it was gone.
Yeah. But where's that can at?
Yeah, there's nothing in here, Joe.
Yeah.
Maybe the sending unit's not reading the tank right, or the pickup tube's clogged solid, or the fuel pump's not working.
Yeah.
So can we unhook the front of the fuel pump and just crank it?
Yeah, just
see if it spits fuel
we
out?
can hear it though. We didn't even check to see if we heard it. We'll know because we'll hear it bubbling. We'll hear that in the yellow tank. The more and more I look at this truck since we've had it for the couple days it's more promising than it looks.
Okay,
the dump body's hopeless.
I'm not sure about the piston. I researched getting our piston rebuilt.
Yeah.
And it was $600 to $800, I believe. I think this piston, there's just a number in my head I'm remembering, 12 to 1500 new.
Yeah.
And it's new. I mean, the paint's peeling from it sitting here, but this thing's new, and it'll swap right over into our other 450. So if you want to put it that way, we paid, what did we pay, $3,200?
Yeah.
Almost half of it's in the piston.
Yeah, which we didn't know that.
Maybe
but
the piston's $500. If I'm screwing it up, I apologize, but that's the way we like to look at some of these things.
just let it run. Cycle that key a few times. And let the...
You hear that when it goes, is that fuel?
No, that's the ABS system.
It didn't do that the other day, did it?
I don't know. Come on! Come on! Oh, come on! It's right there. Yeah, let's go! Nice. It's gonna, and the oil pressure probably. Nice. It's got in the lines. It's got a lot of air in the system, but it ran. It's got a transmission line leak.
We know we can move it around now.
At least, yeah, now we know that it runs. It's fixable, and
all right, now we're in good shape.
yeah, we're in better shape.
Piston off of it for the dump truck. We'll scrap the dump body, get whatever money we can for that, and then now it runs.
Yeah.
Now we can work on the rest of it.
Yeah, we'll work on the rest of it, but it sounded good and it didn't have blow by, so that's very good. This project will be continued another day. Dang, imagine though being on like a 2 or 3 year nap and then being woken up and you're cranky. This is what this thing was. It was tired and it was cranky, but it got up. And it's obviously it's going to need some work on the fuel. It's going to probably need some other odds and ends, transmission line, and that sort of thing. We're going to have to go through it and see exactly what the deal is, but hey, it runs, so it's better than it not running. But that said, the moral of the story of the whole video is the mileage of the truck. Don't be fooled by the mileage of the truck. We got this for a good price. As it sits, and we probably could have done a little bit better, but as it sits, there's some money to be made. But in terms of buying it to keep it, it's okay. But like I said, every single thing on the thing's going to probably have to be gone through. I mean, the brake lines are all going to have to be done at some point. I'm sure the brakes all the way around, the calipers are probably a little bit crusty, stuff like that. It's going to have to all be gone through. The fuel lines are going to, I'm sure they're going to have rust. To get in this truck and think it's going to be dependable is just, it's absurd, because it's not. And I said this before, but I say this for all of these trucks, 6.0, 7.3, those are mainly what we're talking about here. Even other trucks, though, it applies. The thing is 20 years old. It's done its job. It's been here for 20 years. All the rubber components, all the fuel components, oil components, lines, that sort of thing, belts, hoses, that sort of thing. It's all 20 years old or more. And you don't know the condition of it. Plastic stuff gets brittle over time. You wouldn't be able to turn this key and go across country, even if this was a rust-free truck. You can't do it. Trust me, you can't do it. You're going to be disappointed when you spend 30 grand on a truck that has 20,000 miles, and then you'd expect to turn it and go from here to California and back. It ain't going to happen. You should play the lottery if it does happen without one single problem, because you're lucky. It's going to need something bound to have that's brittle or crumbling or on its way out, just because of the age. But that's just the moral of the story here. I'm not trying to scare you away from buying a low mile truck. Obviously, the lower the miles, the better. But just the age is a factor, and keep in mind, it's not a new truck. Even though the mileage may make you think that, it's not. And it's going to need attention here or there, and stuff's going to have to be replaced. Unfortunately, that's just the way it works when you got fluids in contact with rubber seals and hoses, and I already said that a million times. But we're going to put this on hold for another day and come back to it. But this sort of deal, I mean, it's going to be a good deal. We're going to make some money. We'll clean it up. That dump body's going right to scrap. We'll clean it up and we'll sell it. We're not going to ask $20,000 for it, because it's not worth that. It's going to need some stuff gone through. We're going to be straight up and honest to whoever we sell it to. It's going to probably need some few things here and there. But yeah, it's going to need to be cleaned up. And a dealership would buy this and they would paint over all the rust, and they would paint the frame, and they would slap a sticker on it that says diesel, 20,000 miles, and they'd ask like $25,000 for it, which is just, we're not going to do that. That's not right. You shouldn't do that. But we're not going to do that, because that's going to be screwing somebody else over. We're not in it to do that. We're in it to sell it for what it's worth, and get the money and move on to the next project. But somebody's going to have some sort of potential in the truck, and we'll come back to that on a later date. But if you are interested in it, you can reach out to me, but do it quick, because like I said, we move through all of this stuff so quick, and we've had some people reaching out, and by the time they even message me, or they even offer to pick it up, it's gone, or it's on its way out. So quick, that's the key. With that said, I hope you guys have a good day. We'll come back to this another day, and we'll see you guys in the next video.